Hello guys, this is me again. Now today I'm going to be doing something that I have thought of, and I'm going to be doing something that has really been bothering me for a long time, is that I'm going to be debunking shark myths. Now I'm not myths and legends like ancient Greeks from like centuries. No, that's not the kind I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is that people are saying that they are really people just saying that people are saying like sharks are bloodthirsty creatures and that sharks like have bones or something like that. Well, I just want to debunk those. Okay? So, without further ado, let's start by debunking shark myths. Let's start. Okay. Myth number 1. Sharks are man-eating, bloodthirsty creatures. That is so false. Sharks don't even pose a threat. They wouldn't harm a human. Besides, sharks don't like the taste of humans. Because I'm pretty sure many people talk about this a lot, but I just want to get this out of the way. Sharks around the world, they are not animal killers. The only time that has happened are in fictional movies like Jaws. But what I'm saying is that sharks are just shy creatures, and that they would not pose a threat to humans. The only time they do this is if they have to be like defensive, and they don't harm humans unless they're like provoked. But yeah, and sharks are just scavengers, but they don't like the taste of humans. Okay, they do not like the taste of humans, and then they don't really pose a threat, and they don't kill people because sharks it's like people die. Like, you are more likely to get killed by, let's say, what's not the basic stuff like car accident, like falling off of ladders, choking to death, or just more likely just falling off the bed, or more likely gonna get killed by just a mosquito, because mosquitoes are #1 killers. Okay, mosquitoes are #1 killers. These, even though they're drawings, but they're sharks. These are not our #1 killers. Great whites? No. Tiger sharks? No. Our #1 killer are mosquitoes. And that, especially the malaria-carrying mosquitoes, they carry diseases. Unless, not like sharks. So yeah, sharks are harmless creatures in that they don't pose a threat to humans, and they're not man-eating creatures, okay? So stop yelling out about that. Okay. Alright. Alright, let me look. Alright. Myth number 2. Sharks are ultimate and unsurpassed predators. False. That is not true. A shark is an apex predator within their marine ecosystem. That means they sit at the top of the food chain, and they have no or very few natural predators. Now, yes, you may say that a shark can attack very violently, and yeah, they can, but they're not really unsurpassed predators, and they're not ultimately predators. Even though they are, but they're not really a slight predator. They are, but not really a real, like, killing machine predator thing. They do not do it that way. I mean, yeah, they do have to eat. They have to eat other organisms or other animals that live in the water, like such as seals and big fish and other sharks to survive. They do that, and also just to get their energy in, and also just to collect energy so that way they can get some energy and become like big creatures and strong. But saying, it doesn't mean that they are inclusive or invasive or that, but the greatest threat to sharks are humans due to legal and due to illegal fishing. And our shark population right now is dropped to 71%, mostly due to overfishing. Okay? It is that bad. I just don't know why they do this. But, yeah, let's just get this out of the way. Alright, let's look at the next myth. Myth number 3. Shark nets ultimately... Shark nets... Shark nets get any chance of being bitten by another shark. False. This is a myth that is not really what many people think of. Now, sharks die a lot. They can die. Because every animal organism dies at some point, because they don't just live forever, you know. But the fact is that sharks can die in such horrible ways, like people catching them by ropes or hooks, like bringing them up on the deck and just chopping their fins off while they're alive and throwing them back into the water to die. Because sharks need, like, there are important stuff to a shark needs, like breathing, gills, fins, and defensing of, like, their teeth. 50,000 of them. But a shark does not have, well, when a shark dies, when it gets tangled up by rope, because it happens a lot, they don't just get any chance of being bitten by a shark, because it's just that for 50 years of DNA on shark migration programs show that the nets do very little. As the nets are set on the bottom of the sea floor and do not touch the surface, most sharks swim above or around the nets, and they get caught and are often returning from the beaches. So yeah, they don't just die and get bit by sharks. Maybe it happens when, like, people chop off shark fins and then just throw them back to die. Maybe sharks might be attracted because they might just, like, drain a little blood. But yeah, but when a shark gets tangled up by a net, there's no chance of it being, like, just straight up just getting killed by another shark. Okay? That's just not true. Alright. Okay. Myth number 4. All sharks must keep moving in order to survive. That is false. Now, yes, most sharks have to keep swimming to survive. Mostly just white sharks, short fin makos, and whale sharks. They have to keep swimming in order to survive because sharks don't have swim bladders. So basically, without a swim bladder, it's just basically just going to sink like a rock. But there are some sharks, like white-tip reef sharks, horn sharks, angel sharks, or just species of angel sharks. They can rest on the bottom and just force water through their gills whenever they want to. They can just lay down and just rest wherever they want. And there have actually been some reports of sharks that are expected to swim all the time to survive. Actually been reported to be, like, laying down in the waters and like laying down in the ocean floor. So, yeah, not all sharks have to be swimming in order to survive. Like, for example, nurse sharks, Port Jackson sharks, zebra sharks, those sharks, white-tip reef sharks, they don't have to keep swimming in order to survive. They can just rest on the bottom and just force water through their gills, whatever they want. And also, sharks can, when there are some sharks that do have to keep swimming in order to survive, well, there are 2 sharks that I know of that can do something. Sand tiger sharks and whale sharks can go up to the surface of the water and gulp air through their stomachs and treat their stomach like it's a swim bladder. So if a shark cannot like rest on the bottom, they can just put air through their stomachs and just treat it like a swimming bladder, because sharks don't have really any sharks don't have swim bladders. Only most bony fish do. Alright. Myth number 5. Sharks can cure cancer. First of all, there really has never really been a true cure for cancer, which is disappointing because many people die from it. And that there are a lot of kinds of cancers out there, like breast cancer, lung cancer, brain cancer. Like, those kill people. But the thing is that now sharks don't really cure cancer. That's just kind of ridiculous. But this whole thing about sharks curing cancer dates back to the 1970s, when research at the Johns Hopkins School of Medicine discovered that cartilage would stop new blood vessels from growing into tissues, which characterizes tumors of malignant characterizes tumors. This research began with experiments on rabbit cartilage, but soon followed with shark cartilage. In addition, the Florida scientists experimented with sharks by exposing them to and noted the fish did not develop tumors. And sharks don't really catch any diseases. Sometimes. There's an article that I read one time that talked about a white-tip reef shark with like a little mark on its head, and it was like a little disease or something. But like, sharks don't really catch any diseases like cancer or malignant or the flu or that one or the other one. So, yeah. Sharks do not cure cancer. Alright. Myth number 6. Sharks can detect a single drop of blood in the ocean. Yeah, now, this is false. Sorry, my throat is dry. Now, you may say, well, sharks can smell blood from 3 miles away. Well, blood does not really attract sharks. What sharks do with the blood is that they just sniff out the chemicals of it and decide if it's food or not. And really, they don't really just sniff out blood and just go ah, ah! No, they don't do that. Now, yes, there are some other ways that a shark can be attracted. For example, splashing and thrashing can attract a shark. And it's just that sharks can smell blood, but they just smell out the chemicals and decide if it's food or not. So, yeah. Alright, this is the last myth. I just lost count, but... Alright, let's just start. The last myth. Sharks are better dead than alive. Absolutely not. Because, listen, sharks just are innocent. They don't pose a threat to humans at all. They just don't. And that, people just think of the opposite and just go out and kill sharks. Most likely for their fins or for just macho triumph. Because, let me tell you a story. When Jaws was released, there was a reaction, which led a lot of people upset about. People were going out on slaughter trips to prove some macho triumph, and sharks were getting killed left and right. And that many people think that sharks are just easy to dislike. So guys, I just want to say, sharks never will pose a threat and will never harm a human. Those attacks were just an accident, and they were just by mistake. They didn't mean to do that. They just thought you guys were like a seal or a turtle because you guys were on a boogie bird. Because, well, listen, picture this. You are on summer and you want an ice cream, like a Pops or a popsicle, and you want it cherry flavored or strawberry flavored. You just want it cherry flavored. When you see a red popsicle, you run to it, take a bite out of it, and realize that it's carrot flavored. That is ketchup flavored. Yeah. That is basically what sharks mostly have. They just think that us humans, they just mistake us for like sea turtles and just seals, and they just take a bite out. They just take bites, and then they realize that they're a seal. They're not really a seal, but they just realize that they're human, and they just let go and they swim off. This is how most shark attacks happen. And that we are really doing this because we think that. And you know, I think that a shark's biggest weakness or biggest enemy is not the killer whale or not really other sharks or anything like that. It's us it's humans that are the biggest enemy. So guys, I want to stop this. I really want to stop this because I just want sharks to just live on. Okay? We cannot just kill them and think this is an okay thing to do. It's been illegal around the world. So, I've been putting on, you guys may notice that I've been writing in comments about this website called sharks.org, and I said, please go here to help the sharks, and I put in the link. I just want people to click on that and donate to help the sharks. Because remember, sharks are for everyone. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.